I got linked this. I think it was somebody on Twitter sent me a message. Final Fantasy XIV versus World of Warcraft narratives. Did World of Warcraft really say 9.2 is the ending chapter of a saga? Almost as if Endwalker themselves said it is the ending chapter of a saga. I don't know if this might be a bit of a stretch, but sure. This is by William Plays. Let's see what he's got to say on this topic.
So, in the developer preview for World of Warcraft's 9.2 patch, something that came up twice was this idea that Shadowlands is the ending chapter in a Warcraft saga. In an interview with Game Braves, Steve Denuser said, begin quote, "They are meant to be a conclusion to a long series of stories we've seen weaving their way through multiple expansions." And
we've already talked about this. This story has been retconned like a million different times in a million different ways. So I wouldn't necessarily say that this has been a continuous story weaving its way through multiple expansions. This story, I would even wager as much as like not even the entire arc of the Shadowlands story was done before Shadowlands was released. That's the way that I would interpret it, but that's just me.
End quote. Steve said this when speaking of the events taking place in, well, 9.2. What other big MMO is being advertised as an ending chapter to a saga? Oh, that's right, Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay, let's get the temperature of this particular statement with the chat. Do you guys believe that Blizzard said, good God, how am I going to formulate this into a question for a poll? I'm just going to type, do you believe this is a response to Endwalker? So basically, if you say yes, then you believe that one of the reasons they've stated this in their 9.2 announcement is because, you know, they see how successful Endwalker is being, and due to the fact that that wraps up, you know, the Hydaelyn and Zodiark story arc. And because of that, Blizzard is going and saying, oh, let's do the same thing. Do you believe that that is the case? Personally, I don't. I'm going to let you guys in on that right now. I don't believe that that is the case. I think that that's a bit much, but we'll do a poll just to get like everybody's feel on it. Like, there's going to be a quick one. It's going to be a 1-minute poll. And, oh, wow. Holy crap. A lot of you guys believe that Blizzard's just flat out, hey, dude, that Endwalker ending a thing is doing well for them. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. Holy crap. Okay, now it's leveling up a little. Now it's leveling out a little bit. We'll see what the ending result is here in just about 30 seconds. But it looks like yes is going to win. So a lot of you guys actually believe that this is a response to Endwalker. And essentially Blizzard is going like, hey, that thing's working for them. Let's do the same thing. Let's say that this is like an ending of the Warcraft 3 arc. Of the Warcraft 3 arc, of all things. Who knew that when you were playing Warcraft 3, you'd eventually be talking about the Jailer and how the Jailer was the one. Okay, so you guys believe that, you know, Blizzard did this because of Endwalker, which, you know, in a way, it makes a little bit of sense. But in another way, I don't know. I still don't think that is the case, but yeah.
Is the closing chapter to the Zodiark and Hydaelyn saga. Now, I can't be sure, but it does seem likely that Blizzard saw all the buzz surrounding Final Fantasy XIV.
My chat agrees with you, William.
New expansion was going to be the end of this huge saga, years in the making. And then they thought, hey, that's Shadowlands too. From what I understand, World of Warcraft is trying to improve their narrative.
Hashtag
I think
us
that
too.
is noble and something to applaud. The narrative has been weak for a while now, which is a shame since World of Warcraft is full of interesting lore that they could definitely explore.
WoW's external media.
I know that there are books and comics and other external media you can get for more.
This is Blizzard. They're going to have a book. And another one. And one more. And one more. Look. More books. More books. Look at all our books. Look at all our story in these books. Hey, Blizzard, can we have some of that story in the game? Shut the fuck up and read a book, you uncultured swine!
Story and context. But that's not in the game. The game is what we are looking at. And it's kind of ridiculous to expect the players to go out and spend a bunch of money to get the story, to understand what's going on in the game.
Yeah, this is how you get a reaction like Pyromancers.
That is to say, World of Warcraft did not earn calling Shadowlands a conclusion to a saga. There is no merit to such a bombastic statement, and it comes off pretty hollow. When they said this was the conclusion...
Whoa, what the fuck? One of World of Warcraft's books is called The Demon Soul? Yes, I'm trying to reach Atlas. Yeah, it's can you give me the copyright department? Yeah. I think there's been an infringement on your copyright. Yeah, there's this book. It's called The Demon Soul.
Of a saga, I could feel my eyes rolling into the back of my head. World of Warcraft didn't take nearly enough time to set up anything in their narrative to support the gravitas of such a statement. Put another way, if the World of Warcraft developers didn't tell us this was the end to some epic saga that they have been setting up,
what I'm trying to get at here is that if they've been setting the saga up in the books and comics, it doesn't count because it should be in the game. Yep.
We know it. I would have just guessed it's the end of another expansion, to be honest.
It predates Demon Souls? I can't even. There we go. Paperback November 1st. Damn, it does. Shit. Okay, never mind. I take it back. Okay, fine. Be that way.
In Final Fantasy XIV, you could tell Endwalker was the end by the tone of what was happening and how the story was unfolding up to this point. It is obvious that Endwalker is going to be the big conclusion to a storyline set up nearly a decade ago. The comparison I would make here is that Final Fantasy XIV is like Marvel. When Marvel decided to make their epic saga, they did so by making...
But Marvel's shit, though. Compared to 14, that is. It's not bad, but compared to 14, come on.
Movies for well over a decade to flesh out characters and slowly set up the big bad. The reason Endgame worked so well is because of all the effort they put in setting up the stage. Final Fantasy XIV has been setting up its stage for over a decade as well. We knew about Hydaelyn since day one, and Zodiark is hinted at very early on in A Realm Reborn. In fact, it's pretty crazy if you watch or replay content from A Realm Reborn, because Zodiark is hinted at very early on. Yep. And of course, as the story continued, we were drip-fed more and more information about the Ascians and their relationship with Zodiark. The reason that so many of us are excited for Endwalker is because the team behind the narrative were smart, and they took their time to build up the story, characters, motivations, and it all built to this final chapter in the Hydaelyn Zodiark saga.
Oh no.
So, if Final Fantasy XIV is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then World of Warcraft is like the DC Cinematic Universe. DC saw how popular Marvel was and how awesome the movies that had all the heroes come together were,
it's so
and
true.
Wanted to rush into that without doing the same amount of setup. World of Warcraft rushes through its content. This has been the case for a while. They seem to want to push players right into the next big moment, and
Yep.
because of that, they don't really earn those moments. The big example here is the burning of Teldrassil, which could have very easily been an expansion.
Listen, why do you care so much about a fucking tree, dude? How often have you actually been to Darnassus? Okay? Unless you're making a new character, you probably haven't been to Darnassus in ages. Why do you care about it's just a fucking tree, dude? Just burn the tree, all right? Were you using the tree? No, you weren't. You didn't need that tree. Come on. If anything, I'd like to go to like the bottom of the tree and take a piss on it. That's what I'd like to do. Fuck that tree, dude. Fuck Darnassus and fuck the Night Elves. I don't give a fuck. So many people are going to be mad at me. People always get mad at me when I was like, burn the tree, dude. Burn the elves. And before people say, oh, Rurikhan's part of the Horde. No, I'm Alliance. I still want the elves to get burned, dude. Those elves are so stuck up, dude. They'd always be making fun of my dwarf. Who's laughing now? Oh, what happened to your tree? Did it burn down? Nobody came down and burned my city. And my city's sitting on a river of lava. Guess what? Nobody ever thought of burning that down. Nobody's burning down Ironforge. That's for damn sure. Our shit's built to last, baby. Not like your little tree. Psh. I give a crap. Tree burned down. Boo-hoo. Cry me a river.
Worth of content. Or, at the very least, it could have been the focus of an entire patch. But what we got was something quick and sort of glossed over. I still remember the first time I
agree. The elves should have suffered longer. Should have been over multiple patches where I could witness the tree burning down slowly. And I could just be looking at the cinders and going like, that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame your little tree burned down. That's a damn shame. Oh, man. That sucks. Ari, thank you very much for being Grossi and Ganes for 37 months. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. Dude, like I said, listen, nobody goes back to that tree after level 20, all right? Blizzard's just like, okay, we need to remove this asset from the server. We'll burn it down. Not going to be a problem anymore. And the elves can just level up in like, what's that place called? Ashen something, whatever. Yeah, the crossroads. Yeah, they can just level up there. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Went through this event. And all I could think was,
they don't need a tree.
It? My very first character in World of Warcraft was a Night Elf. Teldrassil was a place that held a lot of memories for me, and how they handled its destruction felt kind of insulting, to be honest.
Wait. Listen, William. Listen, I'm going to give you this cup. I want you to put all your tears inside this cup. Can you put all your tears inside this cup? Okay. Delicious. Yes.
Like, if Final Fantasy XIV decided to completely destroy one of its major cities, I can almost guarantee...
Dude, they should! Let's burn down Gridania! Burn down Gridania, dude! Just like we did to Teldrassil. Let's burn down Gridania.
They would handle it with more gravitas. Like, if they decided to burn Gridania to the ground...
Yes! Let's do that! I agree! Let's burn Gridania to the ground!
It wouldn't just be an event that gets glossed over. The ramifications and implications of it would be long felt in the narrative.
Exactly.
The last thing I wanted to touch on was something mentioned in a Chinese interview regarding this being the end to Warcraft 3. I know in the developer preview they mentioned threads in Warcraft 3, but apparently in this Chinese interview they made a clarifying statement that this was to be the ending of Warcraft 3. My response to that is, haven't you done enough damage to Warcraft 3 already? The abomination that was Warcraft
So
3
true.
Reforged tainted the Warcraft 3 name. I mean, the game was so bad that it actually broke the
0.6.
original game. I never thought a game could be so bad
man.
that the original would suffer because of it. But now, they apparently want to append this awful Shadowlands story onto the Warcraft 3 legacy as well. Hasn't Warcraft 3 suffered enough? Please, leave.
Imagine Warcraft 3 is a person just like sitting tied up on a chair, all bloodied up and mangled, right? That's Warcraft 3. Listen. Wait, like this. Wait. This is Warcraft 3. There's like tied up in a chair, mangled, beaten, you know, abused over the years. And now there's like a sadistic fuck in there with a spoon. A sadistic fuck in there with a spoon. And this spoon is chock full of Shadowlands. And he's just like, eat it, Warcraft. And he's like, no, I don't want to eat the Shadowlands. No, That's what Blizzard's doing. Like Warcraft 3 is like bound and gagged, tied up in a chair, and there's somebody force feeding Shadowlands into its like it's pretty much a corpse at this point. They're like, eat the Shadowlands lore. Eat your Shadowlands lore, Warcraft. Eat your Shadowlands lore. And they're like, no, please, no more. Look at what you've done with Reforged. No more. And they're just force feeding it the Shadowlands lore. That's what's happening.
Warcraft 3 alone. Just leave it alone. Besides that, Warcraft 3 got tied up pretty nicely in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion.
Yes,
I get that there were unanswered questions that they could explore, but I don't see those having much to do about Warcraft
You should have just like left them unanswered.
3. Those were mysteries that helped make the game, you know, more fantastical. They didn't necessarily need to be gutted open for us to see it in glorious detail. But if they had to delve into this, I really wish it was better handled. Shadowlands has a lot of big concepts and narrative implications. It feels like they could have spent many years going through all of this, but they are wrapping it all up in 2 patches. Right. This is what I mean when I say World of Warcraft rushes through its content. I get that having a saga that's been building to a conclusion is a very cool thing. It's exciting for everyone that has been engaging with it, but this just feels cheap. You can't just come out and say, this has been building up since Warcraft 3, without putting in some serious work into that. Show it
Which
in the
they
game.
haven't done.
You can't just make statements like that and expect us to just buy it. So, that is all I have to say about that. I do hope that World of Warcraft can sort out their narrative and come back swinging in 10.0.
This is reality. Thank you very
also
much for
wanted
being
to
gross
say
and
that
innocent for 48
9.2
months.
does
Tip of
look
the hat.
good.
Appreciate
Putting
support.
aside
Thank
the
you. Thank you very
cringeworthy
much.
narrative stuff that was said, the other stuff is looking pretty solid. Anyways, what do you all think about the narrative in World of Warcraft? Do you think they earned what they said about their narrative this expansion?
No.
Let me know in the comments below.
They didn't earn
And
jack,
if you
dude.
like this video, please consider subscribing and liking. Thank you all so much, and have a great day.
That was fun. Again, I still don't know if I believe that like Blizzard just goes like, "Oh, we should do an ending for our saga as well." I don't think that that's the reason why, but yeah. So if 9.2 is the end, what will be their new start? See, could we be seeing some hope there maybe? I don't know. I feel like retail's too far gone down the road of monetization to ever really be, you know, anything different than what it is right now. But I guess we'll see.